I think what we're going to talk about is... Don't censor this, yeah. Hello, and welcome back to the BackToBassline podcast, where we explore the personal side of the artist and build a connection between the listener and their music. Today, I'm here with Greenehouse. Let's get back into the bass and beyond. So, I just want to start, Will. Where did your DJ artist name come from, and have you had any previous aliases?
Yeah, well, I like to say hello.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I have had one alias beforehand. It was quite a long project. I think it was about 5, nearly 6 years. It was Enema Tech, as some people might have recognised me from that side of things. It was a little bit more drum and bass and a little bit faster than what I'm doing now, but it definitely firmly rooted me into the scene. I have, and I do have a tattoo of my old.
Unreal.
That's my old logo. I'll show the camera. So I got a tattoo of my old logo, and like when I rebranded, it took a whole year. I thought about the name. I was speaking with a friend of mine, Oscar, who's our shout out, and what a guy, Bypass Music's legend, and he was like, you should go to Greenehouse, and you should do it seriously. Like I was raised around greenhouses for years and years when I was younger, like acres of glass, and I've always had a bit of a connection with greenhouses, so it made a lot of sense. And I came around, did this rebrand, planned out this whole video, shot that, put it out, and when I pressed post on the Instagram, I bawled my eyes out on the floor. Yeah. I was just crying. I was like, yeah, no, it felt like losing, like what I can imagine like losing a pet is like.
It's like your old identity.
Yeah, it was like, it was really, you have to really disconnect from it. But now I'm Greenehouse.
I think maybe it's working out better for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is always inevitably going to be 5-10 steps back, but I think it's a bit more of a serious name change. Like I did say, I wanted to mature a bit. I've matured with my music. I'm not the same person I was when I started Enema Tech, so it's a completely different thing, and I think people take me more seriously. I hope so. I hope people take me more seriously, even though I am a daft twat.
Yeah.
Like
it's part of the brand.
Yeah. Can I swear?
Yeah, of course, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Yeah. I am a daft twat. So, but it is part of it. Yeah.
Well, brilliant. So, on that as well, I want to know where your passion for music originated from. Where did it come from? Did you have any family members that influenced your tastes? Any friends around you that influenced, or was it just you knew from day dot that you liked this sort of music, and how was that developed?
Well, as much as I'd love to sit here and claim I came out the womb like a raging bass head, yeah, fucking late. It didn't take a while. I was always kind of like dance music. I always experimented. I used to play guitar and play bass for a bit as well, and I always wanted to start little bands and stuff when I was younger. I've always loved music, but I was always raised with like Dire Straits, like fucking all of like the big three, and like all classic rock and stuff like that. And then when I started hitting like 14, 15, went to a couple of festivals, got a fake ID, snuck into some clubs. First night out I ever went to was Alan Fitzpatrick. Went to a full 7-hour techno rave, did some naughty things, and I kind of just fell in love with the music there, and listening to the music. No other better way of listening to the music than having a mix. And I used to hang around with like quite a lot of older people at that point, and they had some little decks, and I used to muck about there with them, and that's sort of where that passion came from. Bought myself some, like 14, 15, and I had a little go. Rest is history. Literally.
Here you are. So, along the same note, then, would you say your music has changed the friends around you? And has it influenced the people around you as you've grown up, or would you say it doesn't matter? Because I know, because when we met, we met at York College Open Day, didn't we? Yeah. And we resonated with each other. And then ever since then we stayed in contact, so in a way it did shape my friends personally with all the music I've been listening to. So I want to know if that's been the case for you as well, since you went to your Alan Fitzpatrick concert.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we met at like 16, didn't we? It was like ages and ages ago. And like, obviously everyone I've met in scene, you were one of the first people I met in the sort of industry, and you had a massive tune on SoundCloud, and I was like, oh, this guy, the bassline king, like, where did you come from? yeah, we did some mad shit since then, but I think, you always resonate with people when they've got the same passion as you, and that definitely creates massive bonds that I think I will take like for years and years. But my close friends that I've had from childhood, I'll like always keep them very close, and like you can't expect people to come watch you play every single weekend, and I would never want them to come all the time, because like then the magic sort of does die off a little bit. So but the other people that you see every single time, it's because they're also in that scene and everything like that. So you end up seeing the same people all the time, and it definitely has influenced my friendships. Like my core friendships are within music now, I think, which is lovely, because everyone's got the same passion, and everyone's really different, but we all want the same sort of thing, which is really nice. Yeah, Lita's lovely for that as well. Yeah.
So the fact that you've changed your brand and your name, some people might be scared out there, might be wanting to make the same decision as you have. What would be the thing you would give advice on for them to go and stick with their guns and actually move forward with that?
It's a really hard decision, and I would never rush it. But also, I took a year, and I kind of that was eking it out of it. I think you got to think about it, and you got to plan it, and don't just change your Instagram handle and tell a few people and hope for the best. Like, you've got to make an impact on this, on what you're gonna do. Otherwise, that you've just pushed away something that you've worked on for so long, and like footing in the industry with such a crowded industry that it is, you need to make massive impressions, and if you're putting away something that you've been working on for so long, you need to hit twice as hard when you come back round. So I think prepare, and it's always going to be shit getting rid of the work that you've done. It's like fucking copy, paste, delete, but it's got to be done, and if you feel it inside of you, then you're going to do it at some point. You may as well do it as soon as you can.
Don't do it for other people either.
Yeah, you always do it for yourself.
Yeah, do it for yourself.
Yeah.
The whole point is to still be true. It's about you developing, not just... It's about you developing, really, isn't it? Not the people around you trying to influence you. Maybe they have external inputs as well, but you shouldn't just do it just because everyone just decides they like house music all of a sudden. Like, personally, I've also had opportunities where I could have switched genres from drum and bass when everyone started doing garage, but I decided not to. But now I might be looking at trying to branch into other things as well. But what you should, in my opinion, which I think you agree on as well, is like, you shouldn't just do it to keep up with the trends either. It can be a smart move to do that for your brand, but if you do it, then you might not be even any good at it. You've just done it for other people, and you don't have any passion there, so your music's not going to do as well either in the same instance. You think the same?
Yeah, no, I definitely do agree. I definitely think like chasing the crowd, and it's a thing that people have always said to me as well. It's like, oh yeah, your D&B's garage, yeah, the classic, and I always frown upon that, because like, I told you that garage was going to pop off.
Literally, like 2 or 3 years ago, actually, didn't it? Yeah.
Years before it happened. And like, I was telling everyone, I was like, this is going to happen. And in that, I was listening to more of it, being around more of it. I also kind of preferred the crowds a little bit, not as much anymore, but I used to prefer the crowds. And like, that just like swished me into doing more of that sort of thing. And then I was playing house parties and doing like really grotty, like Jackham sort of garage, and I was like, yeah, this is probably the direction that I want to go in. Yeah.
So we'll switch up the topic a little bit now. So you were just, well, maybe not even, you were talking about your gigs just then and the crowds and stuff. So what is the worst or weirdest gig you've ever done?
I've done some weird stuff.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I've done some weird stuff. I did a gig for a circus one time. That was weird, because they're all tripping on acid. I'm not gonna say who it was. But I got called in to do a job, and I'm not sure, but I think they were all on acid, and they were doing like trapeze shit and stuff. It was fucking weird. I've definitely done my fair share of dead sets, you know. Well, not even dead sets, just dead crowds, you know.
It's the crowd's fault, not your fault.
Yeah. Blame the tools and that. But I've done my fair share of like empty rooms and all of that sort of stuff. But I think I did a barbershop the other day. That was a weird one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing my first wedding next month, and I think that might be the weirdest set I'll ever do, because their first dance is to Dimension, and they're not wanting wedding tunes, they're wanting like hardcore.
Really?
Yeah, like for all night.
Like weddings, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So I know, Will, you've got like a bit of a twang to when you turn up to a set. You ask for certain things, don't you? So what is your preset meal, if you do have one, and do you have a specific rider?
So I used to. This is all changed now. Yeah, it's all changed now. But I used to. First off, I'll start with the first one, the meal. I always have Nando's, because I love it.
Yeah.
And it's the same everywhere. You go to every different city and it's exactly the same process, and it's always going to taste the same. But they took the butterfly burger off the menu, and that was my order, so that's pretty heartbreaking. But when I was at Tech, it used to always be a Monarch Monster and a Porn Mag that I'd ask for. And if you look around my room where the camera isn't, for good reason, there's just loads of Monarch Monster cans everywhere. Like, I do drink that before a set, even still. But yeah, I definitely don't ask for Porn Mags anymore. But a few promoters did pull through for that, so absolute legends, but it was a bit of a joke.
Brilliant. So obviously you're widely in the scene in Leeds, and you have been for a while now. I'd like to know, who is your favourite up and coming underrated talent at the minute?
Leeds is absolutely jammed. Like, and there's so many different. Hyde Park, classic. You're just getting people knocking on their windows. Yeah, there's lots of different genres across Leeds that are being like represented by some amazing talent. I think, to be a bit selfish and quote all the fracture people, I'd say like Carpet people are an extreme talent, and I think they're gonna go very far. They just got like that like energy, and then there's a weird tunes, and you don't know what they're gonna do. And you know, those boys have been raised in the scene, so they're kind of like born and bred for it. Yeah, they really are. I think with drum and bass, we've got some really cool, like minimal, really like clean sounding drum and bass coming from like Testament. They got a new tune on Sofa Sounds, which is fucking sick. You know, the Olympus boys really do run it quite well as well for the drum and bass side of things. I think those guys are fucking sick. And then there's quite a lot of people have left now as well, and they're going on to bigger and better things. But we still got some sick producers in and about Leeds, like bassline. Kitson's still kicking Leeds, and it's fucking sick. He's fucking awesome. And there's some awesome fucking tunes. ODF's about, he's massive though, isn't he? He don't even need a shout out. But then for like DJs, there's people like Ebbs coming up doing like, and then all the Nicky Rush crew doing all the free party kind of tunes. Those are fucking popping off at the moment. So yeah, every single fucking cap people, fracture resident in Leeds. Bangers.
They're all amazing.
All bangers.
So Greenehouse, what are your top 3 venues in Leeds, or is there just one now?
Well, obviously, I'm not going to ramble on like everyone else does about how many venues we've lost in Leeds, because it's so sad, and everybody knows how sad it is, and it's across the country. But you know, we lost Old Red and WIRE this past couple of years, and those are two of the best clubs in the north, let alone just Leeds. So it's now, we've only got a few, but Beaverworks has to take number one. It's such a fucking solid place in my heart. What a venue. And they kind of do everything for the scene. They always really help out, so they're lovely people. And then close second, definitely Freedom Mills. That place is an insane space, and unfortunately the buildings around it are trying to take it away as well, so that's another one that we potentially, I hope not, but potentially might lose. Fingers crossed, hope not. Yeah. And then third, I mean, like I say, there isn't many for our type of music as well, but I mean, I think Mint Warehouse is doing some really cool stuff this year. They've got some better lineups than they usually have, and I think they're trying to push a bit more of an underground sound. I like them banning phones as well. Yeah, that's good. That is really good. I think more venues should do that.
Keeps people more involved.
Yeah, I think so. And like less just like phones in the air sort of thing. Yeah, I don't like that, but yeah.
Fantastic. So bring it back back to the beginning then. When was your first big break or opportunity, just so that beginners back home might be thinking, how do I get there? When do I realise that this might be what is going to get me through the door, like the biggest opportunity you've had?
Yeah, I've had some really cool opportunities, especially recently as well, but I mean, it takes time, and they don't come, big and fast. It's small steps. I mean, from some of my first gigs, there was someone stood behind me on one of my gigs, tapped me on the shoulder and went, I want to make you one of my residents. I want to do this. I want to do that. And we ended up doing a couple of shows together. And then, it's just being in the right rooms with the right people and talking to people and getting yourself recognised and noticed. And that doesn't happen overnight. That is dedication and time, and it takes a few years, but the things come around. You can't force it, and I think if you start waiting for something to come around, you're doing something wrong. Just keep going with what you're doing, and those opportunities will follow. That's the nature of the music industry, I think.
For sure. So with those first shows you get then, how would you deal with stage fright?
Stage fright, I still suffer from mega.
Never really goes away, does it?
No, I've done hundreds of sets, and I still get hella nervous and practice loads and I stress myself out before the sets. But literally, even since the first time, every time I press play, everything goes away. And even though I know that's going to happen, it still stresses me out because I really want it to be the best for the crowd.
Shows that you care.
Yeah, definitely. Just always spend a lot of time thinking about who I'm going to be playing to, and I want to, feed off the crowd and get that energy. And the only way you do that is by stressing yourself out and making sure you have the right tunes, and make sure you come with a couple of thousand tunes to pick from on a night. Just in case.
So. Get back, mate. Right, I've got a girlfriend. Right, so we're going to move on to hot topics. Okay, so I think what we're going to talk about is, don't censor this, but we should be fine. So what is your view on people incorporating politics with their music brand? And is it not just for promotional gain? Are they just using it to get sets and blend in? Or what's your view on that?
Well, I think personally, I'd never push anything I don't know, and not even just about politics, anything I don't know the ins and outs about, I'm never going to push onto an audience that I've made for music, because it's not about that. It's about tunes and having a good time, having a party. So I mean, personally, I don't know enough about any of this to do it myself. I think people that are out there raising money for good causes should always be applauded. That's all, yeah. But I think you do see time and time again people exploiting it for personal gain, and I think it's hard there's very blurred lines to like distinguish when someone's doing that. But I think it's just keep it about the music, man. It's like people like ruin their self-image by getting really political, and the people aren't here for politics, we're here for tunes, and that's what it should be about.
Exactly. I would agree very much so. So we'll move on as well, because apparently my camera's rubbish. Where can people see you in the near future? And have you got anything in the pipeline that people might be interested in?
Yeah, well, all throughout October I'm going to be help managing a tour with Taco Bell. So we're doing Glasgow, Leeds, Reading, Bournemouth, and some other cities. So we'll be in all those cities. I'll be playing a few of them, but we'll be doing the stages for those. 25 years of Mungo's Hi-Fi in Leeds next month. Halloween, Beaverworks, and a couple of more things. And then into next year, there's a couple of Fracture events that are coming out.
Because you run Fracture, don't you?
Yes, and my beautiful girlfriend who is next door. We do that together in Leeds, which is a beautiful little thing.
From all these behind you.
Yeah.
There's some there.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah. There's a couple,
yeah.
Used to do it in York, didn't it?
Yeah.
Used to be all in York. I remember you got me my first set in Ziggy's in York in the wine cellar, with Zero was headlining it, and then since then you've brought it to Leeds, and I think you've done a really, really good job of that actually, and I think it's brilliant. Also, this guy's not said, but you'll see him bouncing around behind the decks at some random house party, so just expect him to be there. I'm telling you, he's around. But that's all we've got time for, but thank you, Will. And to give back to everyone as well, Will's going to be releasing a 30-minute mini mix expressing like all what he's about and everything like that, which you can catch on our SoundCloud, which is BackToBassline. And yeah, we hope you've enjoyed this episode, and please give Will's mix a listen. I'm sure he'll appreciate it, and I'm sure you'll absolutely love it as well. So yeah. So thank you very much, Will.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.